topic. Who wants one of these? I do.
Let me see.
Absurdly sharp blade.
Basically, it is a blade that can naturally cut through anything based on its sharpness alone. So basically, any blade which is a standard human blade made by using human materials, which does not have any magical, laser, or force field related properties, which is able to cut through things far denser than its own mass.
Is it right if I read this?
Yes, read it.
All right.
That's a dumb sharp weapon.
Absurdly sharp blade. The sword of heroes, said to be so sharp you can cut yourself just by looking at it. Ow! It says, oh, from Kung Fu Panda. An absurdly sharp blade is any cutting weapon, sword, katana, knife, whatever, whose edge is so sharp that it can somehow cut or slice through anything its blade is pitted against. This does not include lightsabers, energy swords, vibro weapons, or any other weapons whose cutting power does not stem from the sharpness of the blade. An absurdly sharp blade is able to cut through anything by sheer virtue of its own sharpness and the wielder's strength alone. It also doesn't include otherwise normal blades that are used by superhumanly strong or skilled wielders. Superman might be strong enough to use a single-bladed fireman's axe to hack through a concrete bunker, but it's because he's Superman and not because of any special attribute of the blade. See implausible fencing powers for when the absurd sharpness comes from the person using the blade and not the blade itself. Attempting to explain exactly how the blade can make a clean cut without some kind of outside assistance is a tricky matter. Sometimes the blade is said to be made of an indestructible unobtainium alloy, thus explaining why it never grows dull through repeated use, or that the cutting edge is honed down to a single molecule in width, making it able to slice through the molecular bonds that hold matter together, regardless of which its blade should have any reasonable ability to do so in the first place. Blades like these are almost, but not absolutely always, result in a clean cut. In fact, the only thing about an absurdly sharp blade cannot cut is another absurdly sharp blade. Expect to hear some audible sharpness, audible gleam optional, whenever one of these blades is in use. A subtrope of absurdly sharp blade is sharpened to a single atom, where the width of the blade edge is specified to be no more than a few molecules.
Basically, that is your science for today, ladies and gentlemen. The podcast the podcast will start exactly where he started talking about it.
Yes.
Let's talk about this for a minute. Let me put this into, because I know science, okay? And can I just say that sharpening something to one molecule wide is actually humanly plausible. That can happen. You need a frickin' powerful machine to do it, and you need to have an incredible amount of blacksmithing skill if you're in Skyrim, but yes, it is humanly possible for you to create an absurdly sharp blade. However, you may not be able to keep it at that sharpness for long in real life. So, using this knowledge, do you think you can make one of these using standard human materials?
It
Cricket.
could be possible, but it's not completely out of question.
True.
I personally think it is humanly possible. I believe it is.
But to maintain that kind of sharpness, that's kind of wishy-washy.
That's where
that's
unobtainium.
really.
That's where unobtainium comes in, and by the way, unobtainium is also a real substance.
Yes,
it's on
folks.
the periodic. It's on the periodic table. It's next to unobtainium.
Yes, folks, it's real. Yeah, go look on the periodic table.
It is. If you go when Wikipedia comes back up, you can look it up. It is actually. I believe, is it next to ununpentium or ununquantium? I can't believe it. It is on the periodic table. There's actually a whole list of these like substances, and basically they are substances which are believed to exist. However, they either have only been seen once because they're incredibly hard to make, or 2, they are ferriturized. I believe Ununquantium was made at some point, just like Ununpentium has been made at some point. So basically, I believe that this, if we could get some, I would love one of these. I mean, come on, imagine how easy it would be to make a pizza. Chin, 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 chin. You'd have to be careful not to cut your countertop in half, but still. Chop, 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 chop.
Yeah.
By the way, there's also a real life section.
Oh goodness.
Oh, brother.
In this. Who wants to read out the real life section of examples?
I guess I can do that.
All right, let's see.
All right. Real life examples. To prepare a slide for an electron microscope, a diamond blade is used to get a less than paper thin slice. Once properly sharpened, it's about 100 atoms wide or so, and it will slide through your hand easily as through the air. There is another type of blade used in microtomes to prepare samples for the electron microscope. Freshly broken glass. Glass isn't precisely a solid, so the edge dulls quickly just by existing, but a fresh one is among the sharpest cutting instruments known to human science.
That's very interesting. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are being attacked by someone, break a window. And then quickly grab a piece of grass and shove it into his neck. It'll be very, very effective.
Okay, well, no.
Continue.
No.
Alright.
No. Let go.
All right.
Yes.
Napped obsidian blades are a small and a measurable number of molecules in thickness. While diamond is the harder material, obsidian can be made sharper. The greatest of care should be used in handling obsidian knives and arrow points, etc., because they can remain truly absurdly sharp even centuries after being made and will cut you badly with even the slightest touch. The drawback, of course, is that being basically an exotic form of glass, they wear out quickly in use. Examples include obsidian blades are still used in eye surgery when a clean cut is needed, and anthropologists and paleontologists have quote-unquote tested the technology available to Stone Age humans by using hand-napped obsidian blades to butcher an elephant's carcass.
So basically, if you can get your hands on some obsidian, oh yeah, make yourself a katana out of some obsidian.
Better be careful, though. It's going to wear out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But it's more sharper, so that means it'd be more... It could mean it'd be
Basically,
more
first cuts the sharpest. Anyway, next example.
Single-layer graphene is probably the sharpest blade that can be made with conventional matter. It's a single atom thick, thinner than you can get pretty much any substance without disturbed electron orbitals to stiffen it. And it's essentially the strongest material known that operates on that scale. Per unit area, it's stronger than diamond, though diamond is superior at greater thickness due to graphene's weak interlayer binding.
Which is true, because I can easily get graphite around my area where I live, and I have actually held some of it, and it is very, very, very weak. You can probably slam it on the ground, and it will shatter in a block form. But if you sharpen the crap out of this stuff, it makes some really sharp ass blades.
All right. Traditionally, the ballast song was tested before it was sold. The vendor could take out a few 1 peso coins and stab right through them with the blade. The blade would be completely undamaged, and the coins and tables would have holes in them.
Shit. Give me some of those.
I'll take some of that. Let's see.
I'll take it. Sorry, I've been playing too much Mass Effect.
All right. The Aztecs used obsidian blades embedded in a wooden club to make a deadly weapon known as the Maquahuitl.
Okay, I'm clicking on the link to check it. I've seen these before.
Oh, wait.
blades?
I've seen these before. It's basically it looks like a club with power shells coming out of it, like square power shells. It's you see them if you've ever watched what is it, Road to El Dorado, the Disney movie? They're shown in that. They're those clubs that look like they've got little like teeth coming out of them. That's what they are.
Ah, I gotcha.
Mm.
These blades were easily sharp enough to decapitate a man and can supposedly decapitate a horse if used correctly.
Shit.
Okay, that is
Decapitating a horse.
Oh goodness.
I love how the third one on the anime is Pride's sword. Oh no, not Pride's sword. What's his name? Raph's sword. I believe it is. Raph's. Because if you've watched Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, his sword cuts through tank rounds.
Gee.
And it looks awesome. He like jumps in the middle of this like 50 caliber tank round and cuts it in half. It looks awesome.
Hey, there's a Western annotation.
Western animation, not adaptation.
I'm sorry.
Samurai Jack's sword. First thing there. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that. Samurai Jack's sword. Well, that is true. I don't think I've ever seen that sword not be able to cut through something. What the fuck is that thing made of? This podcast shall be called Nretsew and the Team Snap decides to look into the psychology of the absurdly sharp blade.
Yeah.
Anybody want to read that, or is BlisteredBlood gonna?
No, I think we've covered this pretty much as we can.
Yeah.
Anyway, join us next time where we look into the psychological profiling behind serial killers.
Oh goodness.
I'm joking. We'll only look into the rapists. No, I'm joking. That's a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke. Don't worry. Don't worry. Congrats.
I'd whack you with my Uber saw. Maybe it's absurdly sharp.
Oh yeah. Maybe my guitar is absurdly sharp. Maybe I should give that a try.
Hey, that would explain why I was able to get behind the weird one in that last session last night, and really wail on him, and it was with a taunt kill, no less.
Ah, goodness. Okay, people, thanks for listening to another one of our random stat rambles. Oh, goodness.
Next time, we shall be looking into hentai.
Shut up.
Take care, everybody.
Yeah, take care.